Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today is going to be a little bit of a casual, chit-chatty kind of get ready with me as I take you through how to create this look, and at the same time I'm just going to be talking with you guys, just expressing what's on my mind, just having that kind of a get ready with me kind of chat. But if this is your first time watching my channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Anya and I have this channel here on YouTube on which I post mostly makeup type content. I also try to delve into other topics as well, but it's mostly makeup and I post daily every single day on my channel. But if you're already returning and you've already seen my face, then you probably are wondering, when is she gonna start with this tutorial? And yes, I'm just gonna start right now because clearly I talk way too much and that should have been a New Year's resolution. Talk less. But I don't think I really want to make that a resolution because I talk way too much anyway and I love it. So anyway, let's just get into it. I was breaking out this palette right here, and this is the Juvia's Place Saharan palette, and I'm not sure if I've spoken about this recently, but I have been in love with this palette for quite a while, and I was really inspired to sort of like work with maybe this color most of all, but maybe this color and maybe even this color. And then I was also looking at hold up, I have some bubble wrap here from my swatch party that I did a few days ago. But I have this palette right here, and then I have this blue in there. And I did my least used palettes video, and I mentioned this palette in there and how much I love this blue. And then looking back at that, I was just like, you know what? I want to use this blue in a tutorial. I actually just remembered about this single shadow that I have, single pigment from colored Raine, and still in the packaging. But I did a swatch party with the colored Raine Vivid Pigments palette. That will be linked in the cards if you're interested. And then I also swatched this one right here, and I was kind of interested in using it today. So I think I'm going to be trying it out. This is me trying this color out for the first time, and I am very excited about that because you guys know my love for Gumby. If you watched my swatch party, it's intense. But I'm just gonna dip into this color right here. This is a matte, tealy, turquoisey green, by the way. And I hold up. Oh yes, thankfully that noise has already dispersed. I'm going to basically apply this just below my crease. This is insane pigmentation right there. I'm into that. I'm also gonna take a lighter hand and gently apply this color into the inner portion of my lid as well. And then I'm gonna dip in a little bit of a smaller crease brush, and I'm going to gently use this to blend out the edges of that green color. I actually did a video in which I talked about the brands that I was really excited to try out in 2019. And I was going to mention colored Raine, but then I got the pigment and the palette, and I it wouldn't have made sense for me to mention that brand since I had already bought from it. But oh yeah, I'm so excited about trying colored Raine because yeah, their pigments are so beautiful and so soft and so blendable. I can't wait to get to know the brand a little bit more. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about this because I think I mentioned it in some kind of video, even though I might be wrong. But I'm kind of thinking about going on a low buy, and I haven't compared with people on YouTube that I watch, I haven't really bought a lot of makeup, but compared to the average person, I buy more makeup than the average person. And without going into too much detail, there are certain things that I'm saving up for. Well, obviously my savings account is really important to me, but there's some material things and some not so material things that I'm saving up for, and I'm trying to basically gauge how much money I really want to be spending on makeup and whether or not that is a really wise decision for me. it's not like this makeup isn't getting used. I mean, there's certain makeup products that I should be using more of. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of a highlight shade, by the way, and I think I want to dip into the Saharan and just pick up this like white color, like this icy white highlight. Or is it a silver? And I'm just going to use this as a brow bone highlight. But yeah, like, I want to gauge how much money I'm spending on makeup and whether or not that is wise for me. Because I don't know. I really don't, because there's so many like interesting things coming out, and it is really so very tempting to like buy things and check things out, because even though you have like a ton of brands that I'm really like not finding appealing at the moment personally, there are other brands that I am finding incredibly appealing. And yeah, so it's kind of like I feel like I should go on a low buy because I need to limit myself, if that makes any sense. Because I want to try new makeup and I want to like create like interesting content, but like I've said several times before, and I definitely will say it again, there are different ways to create content, to create makeup content specifically on YouTube that don't necessarily have to entail buying makeup to create it, if that makes any sense. And one of my goals recently, especially with my channel, has been to create makeup content that is not very like consumer oriented, that isn't at the end of the day sending the message that you need to buy makeup in order to catch up. And I think that like right now we live in like this very material world, you know, living in a material world, and I'm a material girl. I haven't listened to that song in a while, but like, yeah, maybe I might have gotten like some of the, a little bit, like some words wrong. But like, yeah, I think that song is like so incredibly accurate, especially like right now, because, oh my gosh, like I don't know if it's because like I've like been more like noticing it, like I don't know. Okay, what's the phrase? I don't know if this is because I have been more like looking for it, but like I have just noticed like in the past few months just how much like advertising there is, and how much we are encouraged to purchase things and to basically like spend money on clothes, spend money on makeup, spend money on hygiene products, spend money on technology. Like I'm just talking about like the advertisements that are given to me, but like I'm pretty sure that many of you, if you spend any time on the internet, can relate to this. We are basically given like this like huge amount of advertising, and you know, like especially within the makeup community, it is so easy to get caught up with the next big thing. And I'm kind of like, do I want, like, I know that I'm like not, like I know that I don't have a problem with buying makeup. I don't think like I ever will necessarily, and I want to clarify that if you can afford it and you're buying however much makeup you want, that is your business. Like you don't have to restrict yourself when it comes to buying something that you love, so long as it makes you happy, you do you. But personally, like I know that it's not me. I think I'm going to go ahead and use this teal color, this metallic one, but I want to pop on a little bit of glitter glue first. But yeah, where was I? I'm kind of going off on a little bit of a tangent. Basically what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to make sure that I'm being responsible and I'm making the right choices for myself. Because I was having this conversation with a friend, I can buy like more and more makeup and basically make the excuse that this is for my YouTube channel, this is like for my, you know, videos. But at the end of the day, it's not an investment because I'm not getting any return out of it. So like, in a sense, if you're not like, if YouTube is not your part-time job or full-time job, buying makeup for YouTube, it's not the wisest decision. Well, of course, depending on your situation. And my situation, like I think for my specific situation, it's not the wisest decision to buy a ton of makeup with the excuse that it's for my YouTube channel, because it's not something I can get any return out of. So it's kind of like, it's made me think, like, do I really need to buy like a lot of makeup for my YouTube channel or in general? And the answer is no, because like, it gives me so much joy. It gives me so much joy and so much happiness to try out new products. But yeah, it gives me just as much joy and just as much happiness to see others and to watch like other people's videos and to see how they like use their artistry to try out like their products and see what I can pull from my collection to create a similar look, you know, or to create a similar effect. That gives me just as much joy, if not more. Right now, I'm pretty much adding this into the outer half of my eyelid. And then I'm going to take like the small crease brush and just blend out the edges. But the point of like this rant of mine is simply the fact that I actually do want to go on a little bit of a low buy. And I might change my mind because I'm a Libra and I cannot basically, you know, I can't make up my mind for the life of me a lot of the time. But I'm thinking very seriously about going on a low buy, and I want to make sure that I'm not necessarily buying makeup that I like, because I'm pretty good at just finding things that I would be absolutely obsessed with and buying them. I think that I want to use products up. Like, really use products. And the reason I'm like thinking about this in this way, and the reason that I want to make this change, was because I was looking back at like my videos throughout the year, and I was basically prepping for my yearly favorites, which by the way I've already published, and I'll put it in the cards if you guys are interested, or I'll try and put it in the cards. But I was looking at the yearly favorites, and I was looking back at the products that I was really obsessed with. And what really just like touched me was the fact that when I got the Pinky Rose Bright Lights palette, that was like my first really colorful palette, and I was obsessed with that thing. I was so in love. I was so happy to get it, and I used it in so many different looks. And for a time, like whenever I would think, okay, I want to do a colorful makeup look, I would reach for that palette. And I would do so nonstop. And as a result, I used that palette like so much. And I don't know, I'm applying a little bit more glitter glue. I don't know if I've used any palette or any product, well, any eyeshadow palette that frequently since, because as I've gotten more obsessed and in love with color and what you can do with it, and like this universe of colorful makeup, I have just like fallen in love with so many like brands and so many products. I have like found so many new favorites and so many things to obsess over, but I don't think I've used anything to death, as it were. And I'm just gonna grab this teal color right here, and I'm gonna apply this on top of the glitter glue. But yeah, I haven't really used anything to death because it's been more about, okay, I'm going to use this. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, now time to go on to the next thing. And for this YouTube channel, I want to experience the like feeling of using products in every which way, shape, and form. Of basically like really loving things so much and not necessarily buying something new and, I don't know, forgetting about the things that I absolutely love. If that makes any sense. I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with like the small crease brush, and I'm just going to use like the residue of the product left on the brush to sort of like diffuse these edges. But I think that like whatever low buy I'll do, I'll try and limit myself. Particularly when it comes to eyeshadow palettes, because I buy a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I'm thinking like maybe I could buy one every month, or like even better, I could set a particular budget for expenditures on makeup and it could like roll over. I don't know. I'll have to think about that, but I will. If I do it, I'll do a dedicated video and let you guys know about like what's going on. And my fingers are covered in green, which is something that I am always happy about. So I think that I want to go ahead and do a little bit of like face makeup, because I want to put a pause on the eyes, because I feel like we're at a very good place right now and I just want to see what else I can do. So I'm just going to apply this color, well, this foundation on some blemishes, and then like blend the foundation out. And that's going to be like all the coverage I'm getting today. I have realized that if you really want to cover a ton, a great way to do so is by simply like dabbing on the product on a blemish like this and letting it sit for like 3 minutes or so and then blending it out. But sometimes when I'm impatient, I don't care. So I'm just, I'm just blending it out immediately. But if you really want a lot of coverage, then it helps, I think, if you let the product become a little bit, I guess, stiff. I don't know if that made any sense, because once it like sets, I'm just gonna like blend everything out with like a clean brush. Once it sets, you can really use it to cover up a ton. So I also need a little bit of lip balm. Yesterday I realized that I think I lost a lot of footage, like several videos worth, because like you guys know that I film like, I don't know if I've told you this like a lot, but I film basically like 2-3 videos at least at a time. And with the holidays, like I wasn't filming a ton, but like whenever I would film, I filmed like enormous chunks of videos and they would all be on like one card. And I think I lost the card. I don't know where it is. And I know for a fact that I probably have like several videos on that card. I don't know exactly how many, but I think I'm going to refilm them because they were good videos. And I mean, yeah, it's frustrating. And it's my own fault for like not keeping up with things as I should. But that was quite irritating, of course. I feel like there are 2 ways I could go with this look right now. I could basically do like a lower lash line that echoes the tones of the top lash line, or I could do a completely different color on the lower lash line and just blend it up. I think I'm gonna do the latter. I'm trying to find a clean brush. I need to wash my brushes tonight. I was gonna do it last night, but I came home and I was so exhausted, and I knew that I wanted to get up early today and film because I actually have a client later today, so I can't film in the afternoon. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and go with this like bright coral color. But yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned this before or how many times I've mentioned it, but I have like a variety of like side hustling that I'm trying to do right now, and the biggest thing for me is photography right now when it comes to side hustles, and I'm trying to like basically make some extra money, and photography is a great way to do that because I love photography and I've been doing it for years now. So yeah, I'm gonna do that this afternoon, which is why I can't film in the afternoon, which is why I woke up early. and I decided to film immediately. I'm pretty much applying that corally color all into my lower lash line area. I'm very tempted to use this gold color, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I'm gonna take it on my finger and I'm going to basically just apply it very lightly into the inner corner. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some music and I'm going to quickly fast forward through my lips, my lashes, my face, and pretty much everything else that I have left to do because I have spent quite a bit talking in this video and I don't have a lot of time. So I want to quickly just fast forward through that. All the products that I'm going to be using will be linked down below in the description box if you're interested.
Underneath the rows of trees, I will see you where the ocean meets the sky. Under your toes, the fire grows. You are ready for a different kind of life. You're silent, bold, the wind is cold. You must return to the wild. You're silent, bold, the wind is cold. You must return to the wild. Take your socks and shoes.
Okay, so that is the end of this video. Like, this is the finished look right here. I say this in every video, but I love how the look turned out. It's very, like, of course, like sea foamy green, but like it's very, of course, cool toned on the top and then warm toned on the bottom. I might make that the title. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, that is pretty much the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.